Welcome everyone back to another episode of Q&A with Sharon's son George. I was my mother's caregiver after she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Unfortunately, she passed on 1/1/2020, but we started together for Sharon.com in her memory. Today's guest is not only a professional athlete, but to me, somebody who truly inspires me, and I'm so grateful for her time. Wanted to welcome Gina to the show, but we're really going to tackle a topic that is kind of almost like really caught on around the world, like hot fire. I don't even know what that means, but I've heard it. But like bigger than basketball, bigger than no offense to all the sports fans out there, but bigger than some of the big pro sports. You even have professional tennis players starting this sport at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. And pickleball, it's just an incredible topic because it really, and I have real life experience for many of you listening, how it slows the progression of Parkinson, but who better than to have a professional pickleball player? And I wanted to welcome you again, Gina. Such a
Well, thank
pleasure
you.
to have you here.
Thank you so much, George.
Thanks. And you're really shedding light to something that you've done for some time, but that's kind of new to the world, which shouldn't be. And that's why I think bringing awareness today is so, so important. Maybe you could start us off with telling us, a little bit about your background, what
Sure.
brought you to the world of pickleball, and then we'll really get into some of these topics.
So I was a tennis pro for 30 years and didn't do that much with it, but taught a lot of tennis and, went through the circuit of different clubs around. I live in Milwaukee, so I do spend a lot of time in Florida, which is great. It's my favorite state. But I was at a dinner party. Long story short is that I was at a dinner party and this gentleman asked me like what I do for a living. And I simply said, I'm a tennis pro. And he said, well, you should try pickleball. And that's when I said, I think it's for old people. And he said, no, it isn't. You should really try it. And the interesting thing about that is I was, just happy minding my own business, playing tennis and teaching tennis. But that one yes to him changed my life. And then I ended up being mentored by someone that was a great national champion and developed the skills to go pro in pickleball. And then ironically, a member of the tribe at my high school, Dave Weinbach, who is a nationally phenom in pickleball, he took me under his wing and we did some good tournaments together. And then I just kept working at it. And I love it. I haven't looked back and I haven't touched a tennis racket in 8 years. And for a lot of people, it's a controversy between tennis and pickleball people, but we can figure it out. It can be done. And 48 million people are playing pickleball. So to me, that speaks volumes of the reach from young, old, in between, of how much joy and how much it can touch people's hearts to get involved with doing something social and athletic.
Thank you. And it's amazing how, it's growing. It's every time I hear anyone, because I have had major issues with my back. Many of you listening know, but I've been told 100 times, leave basketball and go play pickleball. So it's definitely something I'm very interested in, but I do hear you can get injured with my luck with that too. So it's not like some kind of saving thing, but it's so important for exercise to show the progression, not just of Parkinson's, but really even caregivers. You need a mental health break at some point. So so much to talk about. I do want to now, maybe you could tell us about what pickleball is, because I think there might be not a lot, but a few individuals out there who heard of it, like myself, and just never had the opportunity to play it. But maybe you could tell us, I'll show some of the beautiful pictures, and maybe you could also mention if it's an Olympic sport, because I'm sure that's coming next.
Yes, yes. Pickleball is really a hybrid of tennis and ping pong mating, I say, and then they had pickleball. So you're using a wiffle ball and you're using a paddle. Back in the day when they started this in Seattle, or just outside of Seattle, on an island off of the coast of Washington, it was made with wood paddles and a wiffle ball. And so it's progressed into developing these paddles now that are all these different fibers, from carbon to Kevlar to, different things that make it durable and strong, but yet soft, because you have to have, in pickleball, it's an interesting game. You have to have really good touch and you have to have really good power. And it's a challenging game. And for me to play tennis, I feel like it's a way better workout and it's way more fun than tennis ever was. And it's a challenge because the court is condensed. So it's not the size of a tennis court. It's about a third of the size of the tennis court, or actually the size of a badminton court. And there's no room for error in this game. But the beauty of it is that it's being taught in schools for kids in their gym classes. And I got people on my court that I teach that are in their 80s. So it spans the spectrum. And I really do believe now that there's a global federation for pickleball, it will be an Olympic sport. Now that breakdancing is out, I think it's going to be an Olympic sport. Maybe not in LA, but maybe for sure, I would assume it's going to be an Olympic sport in the one after. So I think all these countries are getting involved and loving it. I got people following me from all over the world, and they are just going to town. And the Chinese in China want to outdo us in pickleball, of course. So they are getting on the bandwagon of pickleball, and so it's growing exponentially all over the world.
No, I love that you brought the fact up that all ages can play. Also, I saw a few individuals who might be handicapped and wheelchairs play.
Yeah.
People like me who are kind of injured but still want to be active, and it's we need hope. So this sport, I definitely need to check out. You might recognize this young lady on the screen. I hope. But it's amazing. This is back in 2022, and the progress it's made is leaps and bounds. Again, I'm in South Florida, predominantly older population. There's a large majority of Parkinson's diagnosed individuals like my mother here when she was with us. And it's a big thing. Even HOAs now are voting to have pickleball, to remove basketball, which, kind of concerns me, but might be better because I've broken every body part, including every ankle due to basketball. I'm hoping that, that wouldn't happen here. But if everybody does just a general search, you'll see so much on Gina. It's just incredible. And also, please support her. It's very important that we all get on board and also support what she's doing. She's really, I think, changing the world for the better. Bringing this attention and awareness is so important. Here's her Facebook. If you type in Gina, Cilento, and pickleball, which sounds fitting. I love this page. As you can see, I'm following. It only takes a moment. Then you can follow all along. And also, Gina also has the Instagram, which I'm also following. It's at Gina, Cilento pickleball, which is kind of the same face, which is smart. Good marketing there. But we're a big home, this area, to the Chris Everett tennis court. She has her
Very
home.
good.
I went to a few the celebrity ones, which Chevy Chase was playing. I have a feeling someday they'll have the celebrity pickleball and there won't be any more.
Yeah, they already have, George. And I have a clothing line that I started in. I went out to Montecito, California to do a celebrity thing with Katy Perry. She had a fundraiser. And so it's touched everybody.
I love too that you were in Jamaica. We didn't go last year because I had surgery and we were worried about the crime, but we're going
Oh,
to try and go this December. So maybe we'll
oh
run
my
in.
gosh. Do a trip with me.
Yeah,
Let's go.
actually, that's where we used to stay. We've been at every Sandals, but now we bring the kids. So we're at beaches because they don't
Oh,
allow.
very good. Okay.
Yeah, but we've
Yeah, I'm
been.
happy to partner with them.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you're
Uh,
doing amazing things. And now I wanted to turn again, everyone, I'll share this too in the show, but please follow Gina and support her. Very important. Maybe now we can kind of touch on some of the health benefits, the social benefits of pickleball, specifically because this show hoping reaches those who have Parkinson's, the caregivers. Plus, we also want to reach the world. And pickleball is one way to definitely also bring communities together. Maybe you could touch a little bit on that.
yes. Well, pickleball will meet people where they are. So if you've never played a sport before, and you are someone that heard about this and wants to get into it, it's a perfect sport because it's really a community-based sport. And like how George, in Florida, everywhere you turn, there's pickleball courts, and Florida is, really the hub of pickleball. The national or the U.S. Open is hosted in Naples, which is considered the pickleball capital of the world. And I love that pickleball meets you where you are. So if you've never played a sport before, or if you're an ex-pro tennis player, as you know, that they're getting into the pickleball world now too, it runs the gamut. And so I liken it to that you could go into your parents' basement and play ping pong, and you can survive keeping it in play, or you can be on the Chinese nationalist team for the Olympics and you can take it to a whole nother level. But there is a bunch of people getting into it for community reasons. One of my partners in the clothing line is a widow, and she lost her husband after 50 years, and she took pickleball lessons from me, and now she has a thriving life of exercise at 75 years old, and just doing all different kinds of games. She has people along the way that she has her own groups with, and then it's fabulous. And every community has an open play. So whether it's outside or indoor at some like YMCA's or at some different rec departments, the high schools, they all offer this, open play for a lot of players to come and just try it out. And there's beginner lessons that it runs the gamut with levels. But I think the biggest concern that if anybody's getting into this, whether they're healthy or struggling with something like Parkinson's, is to have the right shoes, because breaking ankles is making all these orthopedic surgeons extremely wealthy. So you want a tennis shoe, a court shoe. I have people coming on my court with running shoes, and it's just a recipe for disaster. So that's number one. Number two, there's something about playing pickleball that is releasing endorphins that is bringing almost a pickleball addiction, and people are getting real joy from this. And I know with Parkinson's, with the brain being compromised and the lack of dopamine, this would be a great way to start getting your body moving in a relatively easy way. And also connecting and bringing that spirit of joy that's releasing stuff that ultimately physically can help you. If our mental minds are in a better place, it does reflect on the body. So I'm a big proponent of, I know one of my assistants in pickleball started a big pickleball IDD community for this mentally disabled, and also people that are struggling on the spectrum, and they are killing it with just loving it and having such joy. It's really getting them off their tablets and off their phone and getting them on the court, and it's exercise and moving the body. The body, I really believe, wants to heal itself if you give it the right nutrition and the right tools. And this is a great way for just to start somewhere.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we need an organization called Pickleball for Parkinson's, because I've seen the big sport now that everyone in Parkinson's field really loves is ping pong. And they actually have an international organization called Ping Pong Parkinson's, and they'll be coming on a show. But I think that we need I don't know, you probably already, me and you together could have done it. We're busy enough. I really could picture someday, because there are a lot
figure it out.
yeah, there are a lot of organizations who offer this sport, but they don't have, it's not all dedicated just to it. And I think that someday, very soon, someone somewhere should do that, because I think it would be not just in the US, but around the world. It's about 1 million people, we believe, more have Parkinson's in the US, but 10 million around the world. And this is something that really can be played anywhere, even in your own backyard. So I appreciate
Right.
yeah, this is very, I have to say, I've had, somehow we've had like about 90 shows, and this one is one that I was so excited for, because I'm also learning. So I'm really, again, so grateful for your time. Maybe we could shift a little now to your company and the pick.
The Pick was founded it's a very interesting story. Again, it's 3 generations of women coming together over the love of pickleball that really didn't know each other and developing a business where I had one of my students who's in her 30s. She had a wonderful degree from a prestigious school here in Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, and had a great portfolio. And I approached her and I said, I really want to do some tasteful pickleball clothes, not just a dill pickle holding a paddle saying I'm a big dill. And what can we do to like make it kind of clean? And she's like, oh, I'll do some designs. And we were just gonna just throw some stuff on the internet and see if anyone appreciated it. And the 75-year-old I mentioned earlier, who was a widow, was on my court, and she's like, how's it going with, what's new? And I just said, Jordan and I were thinking about starting this company. She's like, well, I could help you. And I thought to myself, well, lady, what do you know? I knew nothing about her. And there's Kathy.
Mhm.
That's Jordan, me, and Kathy. And Kathy at 75 was retired, and I had no idea that she had a huge office on in the 13th floor of the Hancock building, and was a marketing strategist genius that was internationally just known, adjunct professor at Georgetown, wrote numerous books, and had a very successful business that she sold. And then she came from Chicago up to Milwaukee, and that's where she retired, unfortunately, without her husband. But so she joined on board with this business. So right now we did a bunch of test marketing to proof of concept, and we went through our seed money. Now we're going after an angel investor to take it to the next level, because we got such great traction on it. We want to go to another level and make it purposeful. So
Don't
we
forget,
do want to pair up with different charities.
yeah.
We don't want to just put another garment out there. We want to do something that brings joy. And again, like, I'm open with Parkinson, there is a need to bring awareness. There is a need to um, eradicate it. And yeah, I would love to pair up with a bunch of different charities that I believe in.
I think the clothing's beautiful, and everyone go to the thepick.store to also support Gina. And you can see a lot of the shirts. I already picture myself, even in Florida, wearing them, because in my office it's freezing cold. But
Ah,
I love it. And again, everyone, please support her. And this is also where you can, I'm following, follow
oh,
her
good. Oh,
at
way to go.
Instagram. And that's what this is about, awareness, and anything we could do too to help you is important to me. And it's also
Thank you.
beautiful because it's a family thing. It's not just like, and basketball is not, no offense, it's my favorite sport, but I go there Sunday morning. I put on 20 million ankle braces because I've broken every ankle. I say goodbye to the family, and then it's kind of 2 or 3 hours I don't see them. Well, this sport, pickleball, you could bring the kids, you could bring the family, and it's something, again, I don't get paid for any of this. I just think it's so important and inspiring that
It,
really need to get on board and support that. So thank you. So let's keep
thank
up.
you.
Yeah. So now you mentioned earlier a little bit about your journey to get to pickleball, but maybe you can kind of tell us a little bit more. And also, how do you also work with big organizations like the National Pickleball League, tournaments, and, it's not easy to operate these things. I know. I mean, sometimes people think, because I do a lot for awareness, that I'm big corporation. We're not. We don't want to be a foundation on purpose, because I don't accept money. Only thing I accept is that no one's alone in this fight for a cure. And
That's
I
so
was,
beautiful.
I felt alone as, unfortunately, as a caregiver, and my mother felt alone as someone battling Parkinson's. And now I've learned so much. I wish I had known then. So I'm hoping, at least if we even reach one person today, could change their life for exercise reasons, for mental health, and the caregivers too.
Yeah. I have a bunch of plates going, trying to get the clothing line going further, and I have to still play, tournaments. And then there's something called the National Pickleball League that was founded last year. They went from 6 teams to now 12 teams this year, where it's interesting. You've heard of a lot of famous people buying pickleball teams, like Drew Brees and
Andre
LeBron
Agassi.
James. Yeah.
Agassi.
So I'm on the national pickleball team league, and I'm on something called the Indy Drivers. And once a month we go, for 5 or 6 months, we go to a different city and we play against each other. You have 12 teams coming together with about 12 to 16 people on a team, and you're just going at it all weekend for 2 days. And it's a really neat experience to experience pickleball differently from just me being all about me on the tournament. It's about the team. And that's a whole nother thing. And it's being blown up in colleges. Pickleball is, you're finding intramural groups of kids coming together to play pickleball, and then they're traveling and going to other colleges to play. So the team aspect of pickleball is really exploding too. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, when you do your travel, I don't know if you're allowed, but if you ever have videos, and share them with me, and I'll share them around the world,
Oh,
because I
sure.
think, again, the way you're doing is groundbreaking, really. Imagine 10, 20 years from now, you'll be one of the originals, and it's just incredible to be a part of something so early.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
Uh,
fun. And I just love that it's touching lives. And it's really never about pickleball. It's really about the people you meet along the way, like us. I mean, it's just it's really cool.
I appreciate it. And I still remember when you responded, I reached out a few people, but you were one of the most positive and not just inspirational, but friendly, which means a lot to me too.
Oh,
I really want to shed light on it. And no offense, but I contacted the National Pickleball. They don't even respond.
that's
Obviously they're
unfortunate.
busy, but I always say like, those people should want to, respond because it's going to get great coverage. And we reach hopefully about 40,000 people around the world. So there's more people out there and
Gosh.
they're going to learn it. And I always repeat myself, but like I said, if we even reach just one person, I know I don't know how to play it, so maybe next time we'll virtually play together or
I'm
something.
coming to Boca.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So
Yep.
I need to learn. So
Yeah.
now, I didn't know if there's any other areas you want to touch on before we get to a little bit of fun where I call a little bit more about you.
Um, you know, just just if you feel like you're alone or you feel like you're going through something physically that is limiting you, you can look up in your community where pickleball is and um, just start easy and you're gonna meet the nicest people. That's really something I found no matter where I go. Pickleball people are just for the most part loving and accepting and they want you to get into pickleball with them and enjoy the ride. So if you're hesitating because you don't feel like you're athletic enough or you haven't had enough experience with sports and uh, just try it and see what it can do for you as far as physical help and also mental health. And if you're struggling with stuff, it's a really great time out from everyday life.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And also shout out to Mr. Mark Millo. He's a friend of mine, but he has Parkinson's and he is big on social media. That's how we became good friends. But he's always posting about, he has Parkinson's, but pickleball and how you should see some of his videos are beautiful. They're like kind of movie like. And he's the one that inspired me to want to get someone on, a guest on to really talk about it more. So someday we'll all have to meet up. But there are people with Parkinson's right now playing. There are many others, I think even more that don't know about it, might have heard of it, but hopefully this opens their eyes. Maybe also if you have any videos of you playing, you can send them and I'll add them because I bet you we would I wish I had thought of that before I could have played a few minutes of you in the
Oh,
competition.
I don't
I don't
know.
want you to blush. So now
It's not that great.
yeah,
No,
I
go
still
ahead.
don't think I've ever seen anyone play. But now I have met a professional, but I don't think I've seen
Oh,
because
yeah.
we have a little basketball court in my backyard. We could probably turn that into, you
Oh
know,
my gosh, so easy. Those
but
temporary nets and you can just
I,
wheel on and off.
mhm. Well, I hope someday I'll be able to try it. And now I want to shift a little again to the fun part. Not that the rest wasn't fun, but a little bit more about you. Can you list 3 words that describe who you are?
Warm, um, kind, and genuine.
That's perfect. I appreciate it.
At least
And
I hope so.
no, I'm gonna take your word for it 'cause until we get together.
Okay.
But here's an important question to me. But is there one moment or most memorable moment that stands out through most of your work, not just with awareness, but with, going into the world of pickleball?
One moment. Um, I would say one of them was winning gold for the first time in a tournament in Chicago Open. It was my first tournament and I
Mm.
won gold. So it kind of set the bar a little high. But it was a moment of real joy.
Oh, that's amazing. I got to see some pictures of that too.
Okay.
The next question's a little more for caregivers, and I know there's got to be, well, working with individuals, whether handicapped or going through tough situations such as Parkinson. Is there someone kind of behind the scenes that helps you during times of struggle or seeing the sport kind of grow, but not probably just that easy? It's a lot of struggles starting out. I remember looking back to, basketball players and different sports when they were just starting, decades ago. I was a caregiver. What tips can you also give those listening who are caregivers?
Uh, well, it does take a village. I always travel with somebody to help me stay focused because I will literally be on my phone looking for my phone. And you know, just even just if you have one, like, I have beautiful people in my life that I go to, and caregiving is an exceptional, beautiful labor of love. And I caretaked for my grandparents, who were like my parents to me. They were so close to me, and I spent most of my years with them. And one was bedridden with Alzheimer's, and the other one had like dementia. So, they're both go kind of intricately together. But um, I I know how much patience and how much time and selflessness that takes to be a caretaker. And the biggest thing is that you need to carve out a little something for you, because you're not good for anybody else if you're not okay yourself. I really believe that. So um,
Mhm.
I'm grateful to have a lot of support around me that helps me manage all these things I'm trying to get going.
Well, we send our love to all those people behind the scenes helping, make Gina become so successful, even though I know your drive is the number one factor. Also,
Mm.
we dedicate today in memory of your parents who I want to cure for everything. Obviously, Parkinson's hit my family, but dementia, Alzheimer's, ALS, all of them, I just want them to be ended, and that no one has to go through that. So thanks again for your care, your time, and all that you do. Here's another one is there something you might, I know again, pickleball is fairly newer, but you'll probably get tired of hearing that. In a few years, it won't be. But
Yeah.
some, there's something you might have done differently looking back the last 10 years.
No, I look at God's had his hand on all of this with me, and opened up a lot of doors. And what would I do differently? I'd probably learn how to stretch, work out, and eat better.
That's
That would probably be
over
the
3
three.
I have to join in that one. Here's an,
I'd probably be better at it than I am, but yeah.
how do you think we can, I know we're doing it right now, but I always curious what others think about how do we bring more awareness, not just in the Parkinson's community, but around the world for pickleball?
You know, it's really doing it on its own. I think all these communities that are taking out tennis courts or basketball courts, no offense, and putting in pickleball, or you're getting it like the kids. There's a tournament, like the Pro Tour has different levels, and now they're doing a next gen, which is like kids coming into pickleball on a professional level. It's gonna be generations. It's not going away. I know back in the day for us, like racquetball was a big deal, or there's these other sports that were really big. This is like unprecedented what's going on. So to make more awareness, I don't know. I think it's growing like a hockey stick, like crazy. And for to be 48 million almost playing, it's a lot. I think word of mouth, because if somebody tries it, they love it, they can't help but want to share it with their friends. It's a joy.
Well, you might already be on, but until you're on a Wheaties box, I won't rest. You
Fair
might have,
enoff. I doubt it. I don't think
I
that'll
don't know,
happen.
do people still eat Wheaties? I don't know. I would.
I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? Everything's changing. So,
We
who
got
is,
to get you out there, George. We got to get
yeah,
you out
I love
there.
to. I mean, they're all over. I just don't, I need you to come. You'll probably wipe the floors of me
Well,
though.
we'll do a tournament. I'll come to Boca and we'll do a tournament
That'll
for
be fun.
Parkinson awareness,
I
and
would love that.
proceeds will help Parkinson's.
That would be beautiful. We've never really
Wouldn't it?
done it. Yeah, we've never done events just because of the timing. I have 3 kids and a lot of work, but I would love to do something together.
That'd
And
be fun. In honor of your mom, that
we're
would
in
be
the,
great.
yeah, we're in the right area, that's for sure.
You
So,
are.
who's your hero inspiration?
Probably my mom. I just think the world of my mom, and I know how much you loved your mother, and you do love your mom. You only get one a lot of times, and to me, um, I'm Italian, you're Jewish. We have the same type of dynamic
From
in the
Brooklyn.
family.
I'm from Brooklyn.
And oh, there you go. My dad's from New York. So, you know, just my mom. She was just a solid, she went through a lot of stuff, but maintained her sense of love, support, and friendship with me, and is just, we share that. So I don't have to say anymore. I know you get it.
No, that's beautiful, and I appreciate you sharing it. Few more because I could talk to you again for 10 hours, as I'm very excited, but also interested. But what drives you or motivates you? I know you have to travel a lot and then come back and still continue join us and then do other things, and also the store and all the work that you do and helping the sport grow. But what kind of on those tougher days drives you, motivates you to keep kind of fighting?
Mm, I think I have like stage 3 adrenal fatigue. And so for me, I'm always exhausted. I think what gets me re-energized is really just being around beautiful people. Also, I have a faith life. God is very important to me in my life, but I think just the drive of meeting people and I'm not in a cube, where I'm on the computer all day. I'm out there. I'm being able to bring joy to people with teaching them pickleball, but just sharing that love, and it's contagious, and that helps refuel me. I've really been blessed to have incredible people along the way that I've met that makes me keep going.
Yeah, well, you not only inspire me, but you're also so positive, and that's also something that I wish the world would also join in, because they always say if you're positive to one person or give that person an opportunity, then they'll do the same for others. And like I said, I'm very honest with nothing to hide here. I emailed a bunch of individuals up from pickleball, especially the actual national organization. I don't want to call them out, but if they ever hear it, and you were the first to really not just respond, but so encouraging. And that means so much to me, because not every, 99.9% are, but there's, some I just don't understand that. I want to kind of showcase them, like the entire organization, but now kind of, moved on. So I hope they'll respond to some other people. I'm honored though, again, to have the time with you today. Here's a fun one. If you were asked to write a script to a movie about your life story, what would you call it?
Oh boy,
And I
that's
think we
really
need a pickleball movie. I mean, I don't want it to be funny, but we might need Vince Vaughn
oh
or
yeah.
that's
He's part owner in one of the teams I
I
play
love him.
against.
He's my favorite.
He's a great guy.
Paul,
He very that's really a tough question.
always get back to me. I don't want to play.
Okay, okay.
Well, hopefully we
Pickled.
will. That's easy. Pickle. Well, like I said, I always say on all these shows, this cannot end today. This has to continue, not only for the sport to grow, but to reach the world, Parkinson's awareness, and for those individuals out there who don't realize that you can slow the progression. Obviously, unfortunately, there's no cure, but exercise, diet, health, so many ways that my mother and I weren't aware of that are offered today that can really get you up, moving, even from your own home. I'm sure there's ways to just practice at home, without even a court. So there's no real excuse now. We need to get everyone out there moving. That's the whole key of a lot of the walks, for Parkinson's, is keep moving. One final question is, if you could leave the Parkinson's community today with some words of encouragement, what would they be?
It would be that, you don't need to have a partner to go learn and play this. You don't need a group of people. It can just be you, and you can go and just find in your community where to go. And they offer it all different times, all different, places. And just start and let them embrace you and get you started to feel good and feel better. And, um, you know, there could be so much more to life, with just meeting the right people and getting it's really building friendships. And even if you're like a loner and you're good, you don't need any more friends. It's really kind of neat to go and then you can leave. I mean, it's like you'll do your thing, you'll have exercise, you're going to be laughing along the way. That is one of the things I can tell you, is that being in other sports, it's the only sport I have found that you're laughing at the end of a point, where I don't care how competitive you are and you want to win, and no one's more competitive than me, an Italian redhead, but you're laughing at the end of a point, and there's something to be said for that. So get off the couch, just you fight this, you have a chance to feel good and being a part of something, I would take advantage of it.
I'd already purchased your jersey because I need to hang one up in my house.
I'll send you one. I get
Thank
you
you
one.
too, Con, but you should add it to the store. But anyway, I just, everyone, please again, go to thepick.store to support Gina. Again, same website or in Instagram, the pick, and also you can find Gina on there under Gina, Cilento Pickleball. Same thing with Facebook. I'm following her. It only takes a moment, but she's really, I think, making history, and it's really for the benefit of all of us watching, listening. So I just want to thank you again for your time. I think that we cannot just end this today. We have to not only share this many times, which I'll be doing around the world, but we have to continue this conversation till we can reach the world, and how important a fascinating area of pickleball has turned, not just for the population, but specifically for the Parkinson's community. I mean, they love it. So many people I know, I watch their Instagram, and maybe when you follow me, if you do, you'll see Mark Millo and you'll see all the other individuals. But I mean, he's sweating, he's soaking wet, he's so happy and excited, and he's funny when he plays all the videos. And it's just amazing what a sport can really do, and one that you don't have to be, no offense, LeBron, or 7 feet tall. And I love him. He's my favorite player, not the political side, but just the
Yep.
player.
Yep.
It's just incredible, what has come and so quickly. Like I said to you earlier, I think I mentioned on the show, we have a community, an HOA, my old community, and they actually had a whole thing going on, like a Facebook page saying, we would like to remove the basketball court and put a pickleball court. I'm the only one, I think, in the community that
That gets
protested it.
pushed back.
It was a silent protest, but I think they should offer both. But anyway, I think this is growing beyond, us, but you're leading the way, and really it's groundbreaking. And I'm just so grateful that we had the time today. And again, so happy we
Well,
became friends too.
I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to people about the joy of pickleball, and what you're doing is so beautiful, and you're legit. You're not looking for money. You're just looking to pour your heart out in honor of your mom and what you went through, and touching lives, and not letting people feel they're alone. I think loneliness or feeling alone, same thing, right? Is probably one of the most horrific, feelings to carry. And it's just, you don't have to be. And it's a beautiful thing what you're doing, and God bless you for that.
I appreciate it. It just kind of saddens me sometimes looking back, not realizing there was a Gina out there, or pickleball, or things when my mother and I could have used them to our benefit, completely free. I don't know if I told you, but I just recently released a new book. It's called Voices of Resilience. Maybe one day you can join in. And 2 years, I don't want to get too into it. Everyone listening might know, but 2 years after my mother passed, I realize it's not just about me and my mother anymore. Yes, we have a journey, but it's about everybody in the world. 10 million people in the world out of the US, 1 million, a little more in the US. So we started, I've interviewed 1,000 people around the world in different areas, advocates, athletes. Muhammad Ali's daughter is out there. But I put in a book now to share their journeys. It's nothing about me now, because I feel that, everyone has a journey. And the only journey that breaks my heart is the one I'm not aware of. And until we met, now I feel kind of a little more fulfilled, because there's somebody like you out there that I didn't know about. And now, and the opposite of selfish, I want to share you with the world, because
Oh my
I think,
gosh, you're the
you
cutest
know,
thing.
well, it's true. I mean, think about it again. I don't want to get too long-winded, but someone out there is listening. I think I always feel, maybe they're not, but my head, they, or hope is that they are, and they kind of were curious like me about pickleball, but I thought it was a pickle, like a vegetable,
Yeah.
or if it's a pickle, it's a vegetable. That's another talk. And
Ah!
then like on a ball, and you don't know what it is, but now boom, we have it. We can find you on Instagram, Facebook, the store. The clothing's beautiful. I'm gonna wear your jersey one day and share that too everywhere.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
just think it's really incredible, and we got to get the word out, because there's so many more people who I think will benefit with Parkinson's, caregivers, and others, individuals in other fights of their own. So thank you again.
100%.
I
Thank
did
you
have
so much.
one last message for you and everyone listening. We love you. We support you. We care a lot about you, and you're never alone. I, along with Gina, will advocate for you, and I feel together our voices are so much stronger. And I always joke and say I'm just getting started, because I was kind of going around my day doing my advocacy, and then something in my head just said pickleball, like it helps Parkinson's, why not find someone? And I'm not gonna lie, again, it was not easy to find someone to talk about pickleball. I don't know that it's not rare anymore, but it's just tough. And you were like a shining light from the field, a professional to take the time today. Just again means more than words will ever show. So I just want to thank you, and I hope this again continues because there's so much more. I want to get on a Corval videotape that and make a fool of myself. But anything for Parkinson's awareness. So
We'll post it. We'll do it.
that'll be fun. People will watch. We just decided to try a new thing. This is the Q&A with, and by the way, everyone, thanks for listening to another episode of Q&A with Sharon's son, George. But we're calling the next is another show I'm working on, Q&A with Sharon's son, George, on the virtual road, where I zoom into different things, like even your game just for 10 minutes, but kind of bring a picture, a reality of what everyone's doing because it's so inspiring. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this conversation today. Please reach out to Gina if you want to learn more about pickleball and watch her, support her. I'm excited to see her on TV and get an autograph someday. And again, thanks for all that you do. And everyone, thanks for listening. Please share this. The conversation cannot end just here. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep moving. Pick up a paddle ball, pickleball, and also pick up the ball and just kind of hit it around, see how you feel. I think you're going to not only sweat, but you're going to smile. You're going to have a great time. So thanks again, everyone. Thank you, Gina. It's been just a pleasure.